Good morning, children. Our third unit is of Books of Prime Entry. From this lesson onwards, we are going to learn how to do journal entries and accounting equation. Learning objectives enable the students to understand the meaning and principles of double entry system. Analyze the transactions on the basis of accounting equation approach. Apply the rules of double entry system to pass journal entries for transactions. Accounting process starts with identifying transactions involving money or money's worth and recording these financial transactions in the books of accounts. Transactions are recorded as and when they take place based on authentic documents or proofs or evidences. The authentic proofs are called as the source documents. A source document is the original document that contains the details of a business transaction. A source document captures the key information about a transaction, such as the names of the parties involved, amounts paid, the date, and the substance of the transaction. Source documents include cash receipt, invoice, debit note, credit note, pay-in slip, salary bills, wage bills, check, record slips, etc. Cash receipt or voucher. It is a document that shows the date, amount, and details of cash purchases and cash sales or other cash transactions. Business persons receive cash receipt for cash purchases and issue cash receipt for cash sales. Invoice. Invoice is used for credit purchases and credit sales. The date, amount, and details of credit purchases and credit sales are given in the invoices. Invoice is generally prepared by the seller in 3 copies. The first copy is given to the purchaser. The second copy is sent along with the goods for checking, and the third is retained by the seller and used as the source document for recording the transaction. Debit note. A buyer may return the goods to the seller in various situations, such as when goods are defective or damaged, goods do not meet the specifications, etc. When goods are returned by a buyer, the buyer prepares a debit note and sends it to the seller. It contains details such as the description of the goods, quantity returned, and also their value. 2 copies are prepared in general. 1 copy is sent to the seller and another one is retained by the buyer. It is a document issued by a buyer stating the amount owed by the seller. A debit note is also called as debit memo. Credit note. It is a statement prepared by the seller who receives back from his customer the goods sold. It contains details such as the description of the goods, quantity returned, and also their value. It is a document sent by the seller to the buyer stating that the certain amount is owed to the buyer. It is also called as credit memo. Pay-in slip. When cash or check is deposited in bank, a form is to be filled by the customer and submitted to the banker along with cash or check. This is called as pay-in slip or deposit slip. The main part of this will be retained by the bank, and the counterfoil duly stamped and signed by the banker is returned to the customer. Check. Check is a negotiable instrument. Checkbook is issued by the bank to its customers for withdrawing money for own use or for making payment to others. By issue of check, a bank is directed to pay a specific amount of money from a person's account either to the same person or to the person in whose favor the check has been issued. Each checkbook has record slips for entering the details of checks issued. It remains with the account holder for future reference. Double entry system. Double entry system of bookkeeping has emerged in the process of evolution of various accounting techniques. It is the only scientific system of accounting. According to it, every transaction has two-fold aspects. One is debit and another one is credit. And both the aspects are to be recorded in the books of accounts. For example, if a business acquires something, then either it must have been given by someone or it must have been acquired by giving up something. On purchase of furniture, either the cash balance will be reduced or a liability to the supplier will arise. This has been made clear already. The double entry system is so named since it records both the aspects. We may define the double entry system as a system which recognizes and records both the aspects of transactions. This system has proved to be systematic and has been found of great use for recording the financial affairs for all institutions requiring use of money. Definition of double entry system. According to J.R. Batley, every business transaction has a two-fold effect and that it affects two accounts in opposite directions, and if a complete record is to be made of each such transaction, it is necessary to debit one account and credit another account. It is this recording of two-fold effect of every transaction that has given rise to the term double entry. Principles of double entry system. Every business transaction has two aspects. The two aspects involved are the benefit or value receiving aspect and value giving aspect. The two aspects involve minimum two accounts. One is debit and another one is credit. For every debit, there is equivalent and corresponding credit. If one account is debited and the other account must be credited. Advantages of double entry system. These are the advantages of double entry system. First one, accuracy. In this double entry system, the two aspects of each transaction are recorded in the books of accounts. It helps in checking the accuracy in accounting. Next, ascertainment of business results. Details regarding expenses, losses, incomes, gains, assets, liabilities, debtors, creditors, etc. are readily available. This helps to ascertain the net profit earned or loss incurred during an accounting period and also to know the financial position as on a particular date. Next, comparative study. The business results of the current year can be compared with those of the previous years and also with other business firms. It facilitates business planning for future. Next, common acceptance. The business records maintained under the system are accepted by financial institutions, government and others because it is a systematic and scientific system. Transaction. Transaction involves transfer of money or money's worth, that is goods or services or ideas from one person to another. Transaction can be classified into cash transaction, bank transaction and credit transaction. Cash transaction. When immediate cash is involved in a transaction, it is called cash transaction. For example, goods are sold for cash rupees 5,000. In this case, cash rupees 5,000 comes into the business and goods worth rupees 5,000 go out of the business. Bank transaction. In a transaction, if bank is involved, it is a bank transaction. Bank transaction includes the following: cash deposited into the bank, income of the business directly received by the bank, receipts through cash deposit machine, that is CDM, payment made by customers of the business through debit card, credit card, net banking, national electronic funds transfer, NEFT, real time gross settlement, that is RTGS, etc. Cash withdrawn from the bank, bank charges levied by the bank, payments made by the bank as per standing instructions, payments made by check, payments made by the business through debit card, net banking, NEFT, and RTGS. Credit transaction: when settlement is not made by cash or through bank immediately in a transaction, it is called credit transaction, but the amount is to be settled within a specified period. For example, purchase of goods on credit for rupees 3000. In this case, goods worth rupees 3000 come into the business and a liability of creditors worth rupees 3000 arises. Account: every transaction has two aspects and each aspect affects minimum one account. An account is a basic unit of identification in accounting. A ledger account is a summary of relevant transactions at one place relating to a particular head. Account is a systematic presentation of all material information regarding a particular person or item at one place under one head. Approaches of recording transaction. There are two approaches for recording transactions, namely accounting equation approach and traditional approach. Accounting equation approach: the relationship of assets with that of liabilities to outsiders and to owners in the equation form is known as accounting equation. Under the double entry system of bookkeeping, every transaction has two-fold effect, which causes the changes in assets and liabilities or capital in such a way that an accounting equation is completed and equated. Here we are following this formula: capital plus liabilities is equal to assets. Capital can also be called as owner's equity and liabilities as outsider's equity. As the revenues and expenses will affect capital, the expanded equation may be given as assets equal to liabilities plus capital plus revenues minus expenses. Therefore, under the accounting equation approach, accounts are classified into 5 categories. First, assets account. Second, liability account. Third one, capital account. Fourth, revenue account. And finally, expenses account. Asset account: any physical thing or right owned that has a monetary value is called asset. The assets are grouped and shown separately. For example, land and buildings account, plant and machinery account. Liability account: financial obligations of the enterprise towards outsiders are shown under separate heads as liabilities. For example, creditors account, expenses outstanding account. Capital account: financial obligations of a business enterprise towards its owners are grouped under this category. For example, capital contributed by owner. Revenue account: accounts relating to revenues of an enterprise are grouped under this category. For example, revenues from sale of goods, rent received. Expense account: expenses incurred and losses suffered for earning revenue are grouped under this category. For example, purchase of goods, salaries paid.